The Brutal Armor Warrior quest in WoW Classic is my favorite quest that I've ever done in World of Warcraft. Not that I've been a really hardcore WoW player and I haven't done nearly all the quests, but I've never done one before that's had so many different objectives scattered across the whole world. So planning out how I was going to go about it was a lot of fun and it turned into a pretty long journey. So I really just wanted to give a brief overview of this quest and share my experience. Now, the level of my character in this video is going to jump around a bit because I waited until after I had already completed the quest and got my mount to go back and get some of the footage of the locations, so it wouldn't take too long. The quest chain began at level 20 with a quest from the warrior trainer in Orgrimmar. This led me to Camp Taraho, where you get a quest to prove yourself by killing Silithid at the Field of Giants. Once this was done, it was time to return to Thungrim Firegaze, the smith on top of the mountain east of the crossroads in the Barrens. The same smith who gave me a quest for a weapon after getting my defensive stance earlier on. He gave me instructions on how to gather the 4 ingredients he needs for the armor: smoky iron ingots, powdered azurite, iron bars, and a vial of phlogiston. Whatever that is. I started with the smoky iron ingots. After I was done doing the majority of the quests in the Barrens, I went to Stone Talon Mountains to continue questing. The quests in Stone Talon Mountains eventually led me to the Windshear Crag. Here, at the southern end of the Black Wolf River, is the Windshear Mine, infested with kobolds that carry the smoky iron ingots. I slaughtered my way through. They're only level 21 or 22, and gathered the ingots. The next ingredient would be the powdered azurite, but as this is so far away on the other continent in Hillsbrad, I didn't want to go over there just to get the azurite. I wanted to make a big trip out of it. So I planned that I would go over there and do the Shadowfang Keep dungeon, and then do a lot of other quests in Hillsbrad to help me level up. This works out as I was still a long ways from being able to get the phlogiston, which is in Razorfang Crawl, which you really should be like level 29 for. So after finishing the quest in Stone Talon, I went over to Hillsbrad, did the dungeon, and quested there until I was ready to gather the azurite powder. In southwestern Hillsbrad is the Azorlode Mine. I went there and took from the human miners the azurite powder. The Azorlode Mine is really quite the same as the Windshear Mine in Stone Talon Mountains, I found. They're both pretty easy to get through. The only thing to really watch out for was the overseers that would patrol, and you do have to go quite deep into the mine to gather enough of the ingredients, so you need to watch out for respawns so you don't get bogged down by too many enemies. The humans in the mine are level 26 to level 28. At level 27 I returned to Kalimdor, as this is the level I wanted to begin questing at Thousand Needles, where I would finish questing to 29 to be able to do Razorfang Crawl, and where I would also mine the regular iron I would need for Thungrim. At last I was ready to go to Razorfang Crawl and claim the phlogiston. I found a group of fellow adventurers and we made our way into the dungeon. Now you don't have to do the whole thing to get the phlogiston. It's carried by Rugug, who is located near the beginning of the dungeon. The first crossroads you get to, right near the beginning, if you take a left, it'll lead you to where Rugug is, the right path being the main path of the dungeon. But if you complete the whole dungeon, it works out because there's that escort quest at the end on the bottom floor that'll take you right back to the beginning, allowing you to do the whole dungeon, then the escort back to the beginning, where you can then take that left path to go find Rugug. And so, after killing our way through the whole dungeon and finding and rescuing that goblin trapped at the end, my loyal comrades remained by my side and helped me fight down the left path to at last find and kill the Rugug, and at last claim my phlogiston. After working on this quest over the course of 6 or 7 levels, I finally had all the ingredients, and definitely feel like I earned the reward. I returned triumphant to Thungrim, and the old smith forged for me the brutal hauberk. I think it's pretty good. I got it at level 29, I'm currently level 43, and I'm still using it, haven't found anything better. It's got pretty good stats, and it also has the unique 1 hour long cooldown that gives you an immediate 30 rage. Which, even though it's a really long cooldown, you know, it's not a regular ability that you would normally have, certainly comes in handy in tight situations, and I've used it a bunch of times. Even more important than the reward, though, was the experience of having completed the quest. It really gave me like a good sense of adventure, this whole process, as wherever I went, whatever I was doing, I always had this overriding goal of gathering the ingredients for Thungrim. I always carried his instructions with me, and I was always on the lookout for the locations I would need to go to find the ingredients. And even though I was going and doing all sorts of different quests in all sorts of different places, it like helped build this identity of the Orc Warrior, as my main goal was always to return to the old Orc Smith Thungrim to get a piece of armor, which helped serve as a reminder of who my character was and where he had come from, no matter where I was in the world. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.